Hello, everybody. I'm so excited as usual, trying to get my headphones to stay in because my headband keeps making them fall down. But also, happy freaking Portal Day. Oh my goodness. What has been happening for you all? Um, it's been quite an interesting day, and I love this energy so much. But you let me know how you've been coming along today. Um, I am making Thursday all about mastering magic. So, certain like tips or rituals that might be really helpful for you, I can definitely share and I can answer your questions about them. It's actually kind of been a theme today in the last couple of days with people asking about like, oh, like, should I do this? Where should I put it? Blah, 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 blah. So and so visits me. Is this the right thing to do? And so I figured that I would just do it. Let me move this every Thursday. So then folks can get what they need. And I'm hoping that this time works. I'm going to continue to look at the schedule and see what the vibe is. I might be switching around some of the times, especially the evening ones. I might be pushing them up by an hour or two. Because by the time I'm off, it's super late. I'm super tired. But I will post a poll in the community tab. And I also wanted to remind everybody that aside from it being an amazing portal day, it's also a great day for building wealth. And we're going to be talking about wealth channels and doing deep generational healing to remove money blocks in tonight's class in Z School for the Gifted. If you've never been, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. The link is going to be in the description if you want to join. It's every Thursday and the theme changes. I also have a Google Calendar link that you can integrate with your own calendars so you can see all of the themes for each class each week and when I go live. And I'll be updating that. So then you can just do whatever you want. Do whatever you want and update it, or like not update it, but come whatever you want. I have so many visions today. It's wild. But if you've never done any manifestation on Thursday, I highly recommend it. It's a great day for, signing contracts, submitting paperwork, putting yourself out there. Group sessions are always good. Doing financials, like literally anything that has to do with money, Thursdays are going to be it, because Thursday is Jupiter Day, and Jupiter Day is ruled by luck. And also with today's portal, it's like doubly strong. It's doubly strong. I usually I do a lot of my financial stuff on Thursdays. It's something that I've always taught for like the last 5 or 6 years, and I always teach it to my clients, to have like some sort of money ritual for yourself. And like something you have to keep in mind is that money frequency is very similar to love and joy and happiness. So if you carry any fear or scarcity around your finances, it's going to be really hard for you to manifest money or allow money to flow to you. And then you also have to have like a really unbiased, like super unbiased look at yourself and your own finances and how you got to the situation that you are in. And, full transparency with my own journey, I had to learn a lot of lessons, which usually it always has to do with self-worth. I had to learn a lot of lessons around what I was willing to receive energetically, what I was willing to receive. Was I also going to trust in the universe? Because there's that leap of faith, there's that trust fall that comes when you work with the spiritual realm, which a lot of, feminines actually do. And it's great. And when you do it in connection with Pachamama, which is earth energy, which is pentacles, it makes it so much easier to manifest. But in order for that energy to flow, your lower chakras also have to be clear, and so does like your solar plexus, because that's where your manifestation power comes in, right? And usually a lot of people have stagnancies there, a lot from what they're eating, from confidence, from childhood, inner child wounding, to be specific. And then, if you have like menstrual cramps, like it's all like it'll manifest in your body. And that's an easy way to tell if you have a lot of money blocks. Also, sometimes looking at your bank account, right? But there's going to be these shifts energetically where you're going to be healing your money wounds, and then it'll start showing up in the 3D. But you have to allow that to happen. And I feel like that's where sometimes people get a little impatient, because sometimes it's fast, sometimes your energy can align, and sometimes you have to get used to receiving, and you have to get used to being in the frequency of money, and you have to get used to releasing money, and then allowing the universe or God, your ancestors, to come help you. And when they are actually telling you, like, stop worrying about money, just continue to like be on your divinely led path, that's what you do. It doesn't mean that like you wake up that day and you're like, oh, I'm divinely led to stay in bed for like the next 3 weeks. Like, no, that's not what that means. It usually means like, go live your life, do the fun things that you want to do, but also build yourself a career in whatever divinely led sense you're meant to do that in. And I feel like a lot of people get caught up in that space of, well, I've got all these ideas and I don't really know how to like turn them into money. And so they kind of get this like spiritual ADHD, and then their money slips away. And I see that happen a lot. And there's like a lack of understanding that you still have to take your manifestations, root them into the earth, watch them grow, keep tending to them, and then have a plan for these other projects. And it also depends on your path. Spirit will usually tell you when, oh, my headphones are going to die. Spirit will usually tell you how you're supposed to be taking these steps and how you're supposed to be taking these actions. But if you're ungrounded and you're not doing your meditations and things like that, it's going to be quite difficult for you to be able to hear them. And something else that we've been talking about in class and in some of these sessions is like, when you're manifesting money, you also have to be willing to get uncomfortable, but in the sense of like, am I willing to do the things that maybe I'm not good at yet in order to have the outcome that I am desiring? Like, I know that it works out, but I have to at least travel the path in order to figure out where it goes. And it reminds me of, I can't remember how he said it, but I think it was Jim Carrey, maybe Jim Carrey or Keanu Reeves, one of them. I think it was Jim Carrey, who was like, I'd rather live for 1 year, like basically condense his life and live on less for 1 year if it meant it was going to change his entire like trajectory of his life going forward. Like, his point was, I'm willing to make the sacrifices or whatever is being asked of me from the universe in order to achieve something. And I feel like a lot of people have trouble doing that because they want that instant gratification because of their ego. But many spiritual teachers, many folks who have a ton of money, and like a lot of my friends who are also like well past like being millionaires, they are so disciplined. They are so disciplined. They don't avoid their money. They do what they have to do. They get structures in place in order to support themselves. And they're not inconsistent in their own money practices, like whatever that is. Like, my friend who's heavily into the music industry and like a very well-known producer, like every single day he wakes up and does his money practices, and every single day he does his meditations, and every single day, like, he's very consistent with his energy, and he works really hard, and he educated himself along the way to be able to produce the way that he produces now, right? To use his like God-given gifts and talents to generate income. And with that, he had his craft, and then he also leaned into the universe. And so when you're doing stuff like Brujería, where it's like you have a mix of spirituality. Sometimes people have Catholicism. Sometimes, folks just pray, like, or Christian, but they like combine the two. You can use a lot of your, candle workings, your herbalism, your house cleanses, the positioning of stuff in your house to be able to also generate wealth, because wealth and money frequency is very directional, like all other energies, right? Like that's why people feng shui their house, or they have certain money bowls, or they have, the lucky cat, and that kind of stuff, which is obviously from different cultures. But those are things that you can also implement into your practice, but you have to get really curious about wealth and money in order for it to come to you. If you are someone who constantly avoids, your your finances, you're not paying attention to them, you don't pay your bills, you don't have any planning, like that kind of stuff, and then you try and do your money practices are either going to fully just not work, or it's going to come in like these tiny little spurts because it doesn't know where to go, or you'll just manifest like the same situation that you are in, because sometimes magic and candle workings and things like that will amplify the energy that you are already in. So if you are in an energy that's not great for manifesting money, or if you're manifesting love and you're doing candle workings and all this stuff, like it's going to be quite challenging for you to receive your manifestation, because it'll amplify the parts of you that need to change. And that's also something to remember when you're doing your magic, and like miracles start to pour into your life. Usually that happens, like the miracles themselves happen because there is that alignment, and your workings are what become like a beacon for what you are putting into the universe, versus versus like lighting a tiny tea light, which you can do. I'm just saying, I'm just giving like symbolism, and feel free to let me know if this is making sense and how you are doing today for the portal. If you have any magic that you love doing, and even if you don't call it magic, it doesn't matter. Some people do, some people don't. I love the word. I always have, because it just feels so magical, and I love that word too, magical. But when you get in the habit of really doing your practices consistently, you start to see the miracles, and you start to align your energy, and you also condition your mind to be able to feel more comfortable within the seat of I'm one with the universe, with God, with spirit, with Buddha, because you're doing it consistently. Because sometimes when you're trying to manifest, or you're trying to do magic and you're expecting miracles, you don't even know how it works, right? Which is fine, but like it's going to feel so foreign to you that you'll likely try and push it away. And so having rituals that you do every single day to keep up your spiritual hygiene, your spiritual amplifications, like all these things are going to help condition your brain that this is something that you do every single day, and that it works, right? Because it can then begin to associate your consistency with how your life is changing. And usually when you are consistent, your life does begin to change. And I can say just as much as anybody else, the moments in my life when I was not consistent, when I was not fully taking care of myself, when I wasn't always looking at my finances because I was super scared about it, it was like my money would just like slip out my butt somewhere. Or it just wasn't flowing in because I didn't trust it. And there were even times when, like I wouldn't be on social media consistently, or I wouldn't go into my CRM and all these things. But it's like, how can I generate the income from parts of my divinely led business if I'm too scared to go into the thing where my business lives? Right? Like, and I was just talking to someone today about not doing their craft, a skill that they have, a God-given skill, because they're nervous that they're going to be really good at it. Right. But, and, in those circumstances, you can join like a Shango working with your generational healing. Like they always work together. You can't just light a candle, as I say, you can't just light a candle and expect an outcome unless your own internal energy is also aligned. That's why when you go to traditional like root workers like myself, we're probably going to give you some sort of tarot reading or some sort of advice, because we know dang well that if you come into our space and you're like, oh, I just like want him to love me, and one, I don't do love stuff, but like I want him to love me, but then I start looking at your cards and I look at your energy and I'm like, oh, like, oh, you don't want to heal. What? I mean, you left for a reason. Like all these things. Like if I'm not doing that stuff to help you, I just lit a candle for no good reason, and it's not going to do anything for your life. It's not going to benefit you, and it's not going to align your energy. So understand that when you are practicing your magic and like wanting really beautiful things to come into your life, like you have to do the work and you have to be aligned with it. And many times on my journey, miracles literally poured into my life, because of my rituals being so consistent, because there was no other reality from me at that point. Like I knew, and I still know, every time I light a candle it will work. Like that's, I'm not in the phase of my life where I'm like, is it gonna? No. Like if I get a candle and I light it, that is the outcome. Like this candle is the beacon. That is my message because it aligns with me. And I know, hey, Ogun, I'm going to talk to you. I'm lighting this candle. I'm doing these workings because it aligns with me. And then Ogun comes through. So know that when you are doing your practices, like really check in with yourself on whether or not you believe you believe in your own magic and the magic of the universe, right? Because healing, magic, and the working all go hand in hand. I literally just keep hearing that song, Do You Believe in Magic? So maybe listen to that song, you know what I mean? But it's true. Like if you don't believe in miracles or like magical things happening in your life, how are you ever going to receive them? Because you're basically saying to the universe that they don't exist, and the universe will mirror back to you whatever you are calling it. So if you're like, I don't really believe in miracles, then you don't get a miracle. All right, like it just doesn't happen. But if you're going around like me and some of my other fairy friends, like no, like I believe in this. I know that at any moment anything can change. Like that's literally what I tell myself every single day. Or today's the day that everything changes. Today's the day that watch what happens if you wake every day. Let me slow down. Every day for a week, just wake up every day and say, today's the day everything changes, or today's the day everything changes in my favor, or whatever you want to say. I say today's the day everything changes, because for some reason change welcomes wealth. Like that's how my energy kind of works. And I also use it during times of like deep depression and all that stuff. And it was what like really kept me going, because it was like, no, today's like a fresh slate. Like today's the day everything changes. And I always would have a good day, and I still have a good day. And even on the days that are kind of shit, right? I'm still like, I'm like, no, today's the day that everything changes. Change sometimes shitty, but it's great. Right? So I'm just like, whatever. It is what it is. Hi, Ancient Eyes. How are you? Greetings. How's it going? How's your magic going? Are you coming to class today? Are you coming to class today? We're going over money magic, and we're also doing generational healing. But yeah, so like journal today. Even if you started doing your workings or haven't started doing, start doing your journaling, start doing your scripting for what you're trying to manifest, but be honest with yourself. Like be honest with yourself on if you've actually been calling in the frequency of wealth that aligns with who you are, right? Because there's also like no shame. And ask yourself, like, are you ready to receive large amounts of wealth? Like, are you ready to receive? Right? Like it's totally, it's a practical thing. Like any manifestation teacher is going to teach you like the basics of manifesting, which is Like you have to be prepared to receive the thing that you were wanting. So if you're wanting to receive a relationship, then you have to be ready for that relationship. You have to have time on your calendar for that relationship. You have to know how to balance your work schedule. You have to be prepared to be emotionally available. You have to be open and willing to have conversations, or open and willing to merge families, or like whatever it may be. You have to be open to that. So how can you put your energy into that? And then with money, it's like, okay, like someone I was coaching not that long ago, they were hesitant to open a business account. And I was like, hey, you just started your business. Like, what's the reasoning behind the business, not wanting to do the business account? Because that's a great way to kind of usher in the wealth. And it was like a subconscious view of like things not going so hot, and it would take all the like like all these things. And then also with the 3D realm, it being harder sometimes to open business bank accounts. And so then we had a whole conversation, and I was like, look, I got you. I know the perfect business bank. It's outside of the US. It takes like 2 minutes to sign up, and they're amazing, and they're international. And it just was so funny. But then, they looked into it and all this stuff. But it's like, if you're going to start a business, of course you should have a business account. You shouldn't mix your money. You shouldn't mix your money. And I like love putting in like folders and all these things, and just being like, okay, when money flows in, I'm just going to have like all these rules, and they just do the thing that they need to do. And then money just always shows up there. Like you have to be prepared to receive it. And, it was funny because they actually had asked, they're like, well, when you first started your business, like, did you have a bank? I was like, hell yeah. The first, like when I started my business, the minute I got my like EIN and it was established, I had a list, because I was all in. Like there was no like half in, half out. It was, I need to get a bank account. I need to apply for this. I need to put my site. I had things ready to go so that my business could literally grow. Like there was nothing stopping me. And then I ended up doing like business funding. Like I was just all in the beginning. I didn't even think about it because I was like, no, this is my divine business. It's mine. It's going great. I may not make the class tonight. It's good to see you. Well, we're going to miss you if you can't make it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully we'll see you at the next one. It's good to see you too. How's your energy today for the portal? But like sometimes magic isn't necessarily just a candle, and it's not about all the razzle dazzle. Like sometimes the magic and the miracles are in the everyday actions that you take to support yourself, right? And in that encounter, it was also a gift, because she needed a different way to open an account that wasn't going to charge money, and she manifested it, right? Because she was looking for a different way. And then I delivered it to them, and I was like, I've been there. I totally know what that means, and like such and such and such. But you have to be open to it. And they were also open to receiving that information, because they showed up for class and all these things. So you really have to ask yourself, how often are you actually available to receive your miracles? Are you? Are you available? Are you creating avenues for miracles to show up, which is like, guiding. Why do I keep hearing that word? Guiding the energy. And like paintings keep coming up. I don't know why. But if you are a painter or like some sort of artist, like, are you painting? Are you doing the things that you love? Are you telling people that you are a painter? Are like, you know what I mean? Like you have to get quite practical in that sense, as weird as it sounds for miracles. Like obviously you need to do the meditation. Sitting in lotus never hurts. But like, oh, of course you're here. Sunny D Idiala. I feel great. Energy is high. Yay! I shared the matchstick releasing technique in the class chat. I feel amazing. I love that. Ideala, how did we know? By we, me and spirits. Me and spirits. I was like, it's all this art business. Who nannies? Are you advertising your art? Ideal, I want you to be full ass honest in the chat. How are you today? I'm feeling so good. Last night I didn't sleep very well. I was getting like a lot of visions, and I usually went right before the portal, or like while the portal is opening, my energy like opens along with it, like a fucking zipper. And so I was just like lit up like for the longest time, and I was like, I'm literally gonna freaking watch the sun just like come up instead of going to bed. It was like I slept for maybe an hour. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to put my suit on and actually go watch the sunrise. And so I went to the water, and then I just laid on the sand and watched the sunrise. And then I took a nap. And then when I felt like I was awake enough, I walked back. It was so much fun. There were acrobats outside. I was having a blast. And it's just been a really good day. And I'm going to go grocery shopping. And I did have some people from the past pop up today. Cut them out. You know how that goes. No, I'm not. Ideal. Are you coming to class today? Hey, ancient eyes. That sounds literally, it was magical because I was just sitting there thinking about acrobats. Like I was like, wow, what an amazing life. And then there were acrobats like doing stuff outside. And they have their things attached to the trees. And I was like, those people look like we're gonna be best friends. But it was great. I'm not complaining about today whatsoever. I took a great shower. Like I came back, put my little cook thing on, made some delicious food. Someone came by. Yeah, like I had a moment of like releasing, but that's usual on portals. It's just been good. It's just been a great day. Like I feel really like at ease today. I appreciate you asking, Ancient Eyes. But I'm gonna need you, Ideala, to put that art up because clearly, clearly it was a message for you. But yeah, let me know if you're going to be coming today. Feels like maybe it's important to you. Oh no, you have to work early tomorrow. Dang. Well, make sure you do your money manifestations today because it's portal day. Don't slack. Have either of you, okay, both of you, because I know you come to Z School for the Gifted. What are you doing for your money manifestations today since you are not going to be at class? I'm going to ask you point blank because we're literally talking about everyday magic and all this stuff. And it's a wealth portal day, and it's Thursday, and it's Jupiter day. So you got 10 seconds to make something up. I'm just kidding. Or, do something about it. Just saying. I'm super excited. After this, I'm going to go to the grocery store and I'm going to just exist. And yeah. But I'm going to stay on for maybe like 5 more minutes and I'm going to head out. Yes. What do you want to know about it? Like how to do it? Or you've already done it? Or you have questions about placement? Let me know. Let me know. Okay. So basically you take some water, you cleanse it, you pray over it, and then you also have coins. Cleanse, clear, pray over them. Put them into the cup, cleanse, clear, pray over them, and then you put it under your bed, underneath where your head is, directly underneath where your head is. And then you need to tend to it. It kind of works as like its own altar in a way. Yeah. All the stuffs. It's a great it's a Buddhist practice. I love that practice. I'm going to be doing a lot of money stuff today in my place. And I'm wearing green today. Money. Money. Y'all didn't tell me what you're doing for your money practices. What are you doing? I want to know. I already gave you a 10-second grace period. Yeah, make sure you handle your finances today. Make sure you stay elevated. You have a lot of fun. All right, I'll beer coming to class tonight. What? Now you're coming? I don't get it. Are you drinking beer? What's happening? What's happening? I'm gonna try really hard. This one has been like, it's gone like a tiny raisin. When I wear a headband, I feel like they don't want to stay in because they're all different directions. Y'all are funny. I'm not getting an F on my report card for this. Well, you better tell me what your money practices are for today. Z School for the Gifted on a Thursday on an 828 wealth portal, and y'all not having practices? What? I'm coming. LOL. Autocorrect. Get me correcting B to beer. That's so funny. I'm so happy you're gonna be there. I have a feeling there's not going to be a lot of questions, and I'm going to try and keep it short because I want us to really focus on the portal and the meditation and the money and the healing so we can get things unblocked for a lot of people. I feel like these headphones just like, I mean, I hate Apple headphones, to be honest. But they were a gift with purchase, so I'm grateful. I'm grateful for being an educator. But I'll look at my bank account and see what's up and journal in my financial freedom journal. You do you, Ideala. Whatever aligns with your energy. Just know that we will be there for you. We'll be there for you. Help you. Hugs. But also, it does seem like you need to be advertising your art. I'm not going to let that one slide. Since we're talking about everyday magic and miracles and whatnot, in ancient eyes, have you been doing your craft to show the world? I'm excited for today. I love today. It was interesting. It's like slight chaos energy, slight like lucky energy, slight test energy. It's so weird depending on what you're manifesting. Like my friend and I were literally, I don't even know how to explain it. Like we both had a moment where we were thinking about someone and then they just showed up. We were like, she was like, what's going on? I was like, it's portal day. It just happened to me too. They're at my front door. Yeah, today I was in a funk because I haven't got all these dollars, but I felt like I haven't opened an avenue for something I love. Yeah. Don't avoid the thing that you love and that you're meant to make money from. If you avoid it, Like sometimes even with money manifestation, I don't know how long you're on this call, but like you have to also be willing to do the things that um, may make you uncomfortable in terms of like maybe you do need to support yourself in that way while you do your art, but the universe also can't help you with the right support for your art if you're not doing your art, because you're like destined. If you're, you know, it's part of your destiny, so then the universe will come support you to give you money until you can transition over to fully being an artist, but it can't do that. I'm making amateur for sculpture right now. Armature. I was like, amateur? Cool. I have a handsaw and some thick wire. It's kind of hectic. That's funny. It's great energy as long as y'all are staying in your crafts. Stay in your crafts and keep taking care of yourself. Keep doing these leaps. Keep moving forward. Keep investing in yourself. Like, it's really important. You really, really need to invest in yourself. I thought it was hilarious because I ran out of all groceries today, like, which happens sometimes. Like, you know, it's like, oh, it's portal day. Like, even the food wants to be refreshed. It's kind of funny. I'm painting, but I'm not selling it anywhere. So I'll set a goal for that. Ask for help from spirit. Yeah. You need to just start talking about it, posting it. Yeah. Do whatever feels good. See if there's any art shows. Ask them to just, like you said, reveal it to you. But also get outside. You need to get outside, not just for work. How's your community stuff going in person? How's that stuff going? And then I'm going to head out. I need to finish something. How's it going? Yeah, today's a magical day. Do you really want the job? And if you want it, is it from a state of lack and fear and from a positive point? I ask because I'm also learning about coming from a higher vibrational intention. You don't have to share on here, but just some questions to think about. Ideala. Give me like 2 more minutes. I know it's like delayed, so sometimes I have to wait for someone to respond. But definitely, like, seriously, I'm cheering you on with your art. Make sure you get it out to the public in whatever way you can, so people know that you exist as an artist and your art is so nice. And I feel like a lot of studios would love to have your art and even your story as a medium and stuff like that. Like, it's such a cool thing. No community here in the physical, but I have been going to workout classes and dance. Yes. Yes. I'm so excited for you. Yes. Home stretch. Put your art out there. You know what you should do sometime today is literally just look up an art studio. Like one that actually has art up. Do it today. So the intention is set. And you can even call them if you want to and be like, hey, are you taking in any new artists? I'm an artist. And be like, I can come bring you some of my pieces so you can take a look. And then ask them questions. Don't forget to ask them if they take commission. If they're trying to do something stupid like 50%, you hit them with your painting and you walk out. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. But like, you write them down and you tell the entire community that they are toxic. You tell the whole community they're toxic and stealing from artists. But definitely make sure you do that. I don't condone violence, but like, that's how I feel on the inside. When someone told me once, they're like, yeah, they were offering me 50%. I was like, what the hell are you doing? I was like, No, absolutely not, scoundrels. What's their number? It's like 50%. What are they smoking? They are not real artists. Any real artist would not do that to another artist ever, ever, because they understand. I'm like, those are just people who are like appropriating shit, just taking it. Like, you just have a studio because you wanted, again, you just have a, you wanted money. It's like, I want you to name 3 different types of like painting styles. Tell me right now. You know what I mean? Not real artists. Exactly. But yeah, set the intention. Call them today. That's how you. I was just saying, I don't know how long you're on here because I'm going to say that again because I literally don't know when people join or anything like that. Sometimes the miracles are in the everyday tasks. And everyday tasks, like putting your art out there, is a great place to start. So just wanted to share that as well. I heart you all. If either of you make it to class today, I'm super excited to have you there. It's going to be a fun time. We're going to do some manifesting. We're going to mostly be healing these money blocks, taking accountability for financial decisions and things like that. Very generational healing vibes. And then tomorrow, hold on. Let me just doubly check. Yeah, for the art of love and magnetism, we have healing the heart, releasing old attachments and patterns. So that is going to be the theme for Friday as well. But I'm going to get going. I heart you all. If anybody wants to join Z School for the Gifted for today's portal, the link is going to be in the description. Don't forget to vote on Substack if you haven't already for tomorrow's article. Not tomorrow's article, for tomorrow's class. I'm going to be giving away. No, that's also wrong. Just make sure you go to Substack and comment because there's a raffle giveaway on Friday. On Friday, tomorrow. But you have to vote on chapter 5 with your guess and all the things. That's what I'm trying to say. And it'll be for the following class. Yeah, I'm saying things all ass backwards. I don't even think I'm here right now. I'm going to get going. I should probably get going. But I'm sending you all lots of love, lots of hugs. Amazing job. Keep showing up for yourself today. Again, remember today's Jupiter day, Thursday, lucky day, 8/28. It's a powerful portal. Don't slack. Do not slack. I don't know, and eat some popcorn or something. That sounds delightful. You know, just have some fun. Bye.